Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into something really foundational for our increasingly digital world: quality assurance, QA services.
Right. QA. It might sound a bit technical, but it's basically the hidden engine making things work.
Exactly. You don't always see it, but it's absolutely essential. Almost every industry relies on it,
Oh, definitely. Software, manufacturing, banking, healthcare, you name it.
and it's all about ensuring consistency, right?
Yeah.
Accuracy.
And compliance, too.
Yeah,
Making sure things work reliably, safely, and meet all the necessary standards time after time.
makes sense. So it's pretty important stuff.
It is. And if you're wondering just how important the market size and maybe more interestingly the growth, it's quite something.
Okay, let's hear it. Give us the big picture.
All right. So globally, the QA service market, it was already generating, let's see, 3,135.11 million back in 2021. So over $3.1 billion.
Okay, that's already a substantial number.
It is. But that's really just the starting point, the projections. They show it climbing to almost $5 billion, well, $4,992.8 million by 2025.
Wow. Okay, so that's rapid growth already.
And it doesn't stop there. By 2033, the forecast is a staggering $12,662.7 million, over $12.6 billion.
12.6 billion. That's huge.
It is. And look at the growth rate needed to get there, the compound annual growth rate, or CAGR. It's projected at 12.337%.
Over 12% average growth year on year for over a decade.
Exactly. That kind of sustained high growth points to something fundamental happening, a really powerful momentum.
So, okay, let's connect that back. What does this huge expansion, this, momentum actually mean for, for you listening?
Well, it's not just abstract numbers.
Right. It reflects something real.
It absolutely does. It reflects this increasing demand, maybe even an insistence on performance reliability in everything.
In the products and services we use every day?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And tied to that is a rising expectation for better customer satisfaction, seamless experiences.
And the compliance piece, too. That must be big. Regulations aren't getting any simpler.
Definitely not. Regulatory compliance is non-negotiable in so many areas. So yeah, this growth means there's immense pressure for everything around you, digital, physical, to just get better, more reliable, safer.
And QA services are essentially the mechanism, the engine, driving that improvement.
That's a good way to put it. It's the engine ensuring quality keeps pace with complexity and demand.
Okay, so it's global, but how does it break down? Are there like regional hotspots?
Oh, absolutely. And the regional picture is pretty interesting. Let's start with North America.
Yeah.
It's been a major market for a long time. Back in 2021, it was already over $1.15 billion.
So a big chunk of that initial $3.1 billion total.
Exactly. And by 2033, that's expected to more than quadruple. The projection is over $4.4 billion.
4.4 billion just in North America.
Yeah. The U.S. obviously leads that, but what's also telling is you see really strong double-digit growth rates predicted for Canada and Mexico, too.
So it's not just the U.S., it's a continental trend.
Right. A broad demand for quality across the board there.
Okay, interesting. Where else are we seeing major activity? Europe.
Yep. Let's cross the Atlantic. Europe's market was valued at just over $700 million in 2021.
Right.
And the projection for 2033, that surges to over $2.6 billion.
2.6 billion, also very strong growth.
Very strong. You've got powerhouse economies like Germany. Their market's expected to more than quadruple.
Okay.
But also the UK, France, and even, those highly digital Nordic countries, Sweden, Denmark, and Switzerland, they're all contributing significantly.
Mostly with double-digit growth rates, you said.
Mostly, yes. Very strong growth pretty much across the continent. It really signals this deep investment in digital transformation.
And therefore, the need to ensure all those new digital systems are actually high quality.
Exactly. Quality has to underpin that transformation.
So North America and Europe are huge, established, and still growing fast.
Yeah.
But is there anywhere growing even faster, like the real accelerant?
There is. If you look at the growth rate, the highest CAGR, that's in the Asia-Pacific region.
Okay. What kind of rate are we talking?
Over 13.3% compound annual growth, really leading the pack in terms of speed.
15.3%.
Yeah.
And what does that translate to in market size?
Well, it started around $786 million back in 2021.
Right.
But it's projected to blast past $3.5 billion by 2033.
3.5 billion. So catching up fast.
Very fast. China is a huge part of that, expected to cross the $1 billion mark itself.
Makes sense, given the scale there.
But the real standout, if you look at individual country growth rates within APAC, it's India.
India, higher than China's rate.
Yeah, projected at over 14.1% CAGR. Starting from about $114 million in 2021, it's expected to hit nearly $560 million.
Wow, almost a five-fold increase.
It's a huge jump, and it really shows how rapidly digital economies are maturing there, driving this massive need for solid QA.
That is a massive surge. Really paints a picture of where a lot of digital innovation is taking off.
It does.
Okay, so we've covered North America, Europe, Asia Pacific. What about other regions? South America?
Yep, definitely part of the picture. South America is also projected to more than quadruple its market size by 2033.
Quadruple? From what starting point?
From just over $200 million in 2021 to over an $838 million projected for 2033.
838 million. Significant. Brazil leading there, I assume.
Brazil is the largest market there, yeah. It reflects, another burgeoning digital ecosystem that gets it. Growth needs that quality foundation.
It seems like a universal lesson.
It really does. And we shouldn't overlook the Middle East and Africa either.
Right. Tell us about those regions.
The Middle East QA market set to grow from about $178 million to over $736 million by 2033.
Okay.
You see places like Saudi Arabia, UAE showing really strong upward trends.
And Africa.
Africa starts from a smaller base, naturally, but it's expected to reach over $463 million by 2033. South Africa leads there.
So really, when we say global growth, we mean global. Every region is involved.
Every corner? Yeah. Everyone's recognizing just how indispensable this quality assurance piece is becoming.
Okay, let's try and pull this all together then. What we're really seeing is this, exponential global growth in the quality assurance service market. It's not isolated.
Not at all. It's everywhere. It's like a worldwide shift in understanding how crucial quality is when we build, deploy, and interact with technology and services. Quality is moving center stage.
Right.
And if you boil it down, the core drivers, the reasons for this boom, they seem pretty clear.
Which are?
Well, first, just the increasing complexity of everything. Business processes, software, systems, they're all getting more intricate.
Sure, that makes sense. More complex things have more ways to fail.
Exactly. Second, this massive wave of digitization transforming pretty much every single sector.
Right. Everything's going digital.
And third, and this is huge, the undeniable rising importance of customer satisfaction. Users expect things to just work smoothly, perfectly even.
No patience for glitches anymore.
Very little. So you put that all together, complexity, digitization, customer demands, and you see why QA is booming. Every region we talked about, North America, Europe, APAC, South America, MEA, they're all significant parts of this incredibly competitive and frankly vital global industry.
It really is indispensable, as you said. So thinking about all this incredible growth, this focus on consistency, accuracy, compliance, what's the takeaway for you listening? Maybe something to consider is how might this surging demand for QA directly impact the products, the apps, the digital experiences you use every day in the coming years?
That's a good question. Will things become noticeably more reliable? Or will complexity just keep raising the bar?
Yeah, and what about innovation? Could this growth spur new kinds of jobs, new technologies within QA itself? How might that shape the world around us, maybe even, your own work or life?
Lots to think about there.
Definitely. Something to mull over until our next deep dive.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're really digging into something pretty crucial, but maybe often overlooked. The quality assurance service market.
Yeah, it's kind of the silent engine, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It keeps almost everything we use consistent, compliant, and, reliable. You've given us some great source material, especially that piece, quality assurance services, drivers, restraints, and trends. So our mission here is to pull out the key insights, those aha moments, show you what makes this market tick, maybe what holds it back, and where it's headed.
And what's really interesting is just how fundamental it is. It operates, mostly behind the scenes, just making sure things work.
Right.
Our goal is to help you see those powerful forces shaping this essential market. So you walk away, hopefully, with a better appreciation for all that work.
Okay, sounds good. Let's dive in. Let's kick off with what's actually driving this market forward. What's the biggest force?
Well, without a doubt, it's this growing demand for uniform product and service standards.
Uniform standards, okay.
Yeah. Organizations are realizing quality isn't just nice to have. It's absolutely essential. And it's not just about keeping customers happy anymore.
Right, it's more than that.
Oh, yeah. It's about seriously cutting down on costly rework, recalls, all that stuff. Companies across, manufacturing, software, healthcare, you name it. They're leaning more and more on third-party QA.
To handle that complexity.
Exactly. To ensure compliance, protect their brand image, and align with things like international quality benchmarks, ISO standards, that kind of thing.
So it's really about making it consistently good every single time. Now, here's where I think it gets really interesting. That surge, because of strict regulations and compliance rules, I'm thinking, pharma, aerospace.
Oh, that's a huge one.
What is it about those specific rules that pushes companies towards outsourced QA? Is it just the volume?
Well, it's the volume and the stakes. You make a good point distinguishing them. See, ISO certifications, those are often about process consistency, international best practices. But then you get things like FDA protocols, especially in pharma or medical devices. Those can be incredibly prescriptive,
Wow.
dictating almost every single step.
Wow.
A tiny slip-up in QA there. It can mean massive public health issues, recalls. It's serious.
Yeah, the consequences are huge.
Exactly. So the sheer complexity, the detail needed, and honestly, the need for impartial expert validation, it just makes outsourcing to specialized QA providers almost a necessity. It's about managing that risk, ensuring total integrity.
That makes sense. A really sharp distinction there. And okay, finally for the drivers, it feels like things are just getting so incredibly complex now. Products, processes. Is traditional QA just not cutting it anymore?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Think about it. Supply chains stretching globally, technology evolving like crazy.
Right.
QA has gone way beyond just a final lookover.
Yeah.
Now it covers really complex software testing, validating intricate code, or think about multi-layered validation in biotech. That's checking raw materials, then intermediate compounds, the process itself, then the final product. Each step is critical.
So many layers.
Yeah, and automated checks, now using AI to predict defects before they even happen, it just changes the game. This level of complexity makes specialized, often external, QA absolutely essential. You need it to manage risk, ensure reliability right from the start to the very end. It's like an integrated safety net.
It really sounds like QA is becoming just foundational, especially with all that complexity. But like any growing sector, there must be challenges, right? Speed bumps. What are the big ones here?
Yeah, definitely. One of the most significant is, frankly, the high cost of specialized QA services.
Ah, the cost.
We're talking comprehensive cybersecurity audits, rigorous regulatory testing for, say, new drugs. This isn't cheap. It requires highly specialized people, expensive tools, constant updating.
Right.
And interestingly, this cost isn't just a barrier. It's kind of creating a two-tier market. Smaller, maybe more innovative companies might struggle to afford the same level of QA as the big players.
Huh. So the cost could actually stifle innovation in some ways.
Potentially, yeah. It makes it harder for the little guys to compete on that super high quality verified level.
That's a really interesting angle. Okay, so beyond just the price tag, what's another big hurdle companies face, maybe when they do decide to outsource?
It's maybe a surprising one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the lack of in-house expertise to actually manage the outsourced QA effectively.
Really? You think outsourcing solves that?
You'd think, right? But if your internal team doesn't really understand quality metrics well, or how to set up good governance for working with an external partner, well, it can lead to miscommunication.
Ah.
Misaligned goals, maybe getting results that aren't quite what you needed. That gap in understanding can really slow things down, erode trust in the QA partner, and just make the whole thing less effective than it should be.
That makes total sense. You still need someone internally who knows what good looks like to steer the ship.
Okay, and then there's always the issue of time, right? In really fast industries, doesn't quality sometimes feel like it's just slowing things down? Oh, absolutely. That's a huge tension. Quality assurance, while totally essential, it does add steps. It takes time.
Yeah.
So in industries like tech, consumer electronics, where getting to market first is everything, you see companies under huge pressure sometimes. Well, they might sideline QA a bit.
They see it as a bottleneck.
Exactly. A delay.
Yeah.
Rather than something that adds value. And the irony is that mindset can lead to much bigger, much more costly problems later on, recalls, security breaches, you name it. It really can hold back the market's momentum in the long run. Classic short-term thinking causing long-term pain.
Yeah, that trade-off is always tricky. Okay, powerful point about the long-term cost. Now let's shift gears a bit to the exciting stuff, the trends. What's really shaking things up and redefining this industry? What's the biggest change you see?
The most transformative. Hands down, it's the huge shift towards automation and AI and quality assurance.
Ah, AI, of
Nice.
course.
It's not just about doing things faster, though it does that. These intelligent systems are genuinely revolutionizing QA. They drastically cut down manual effort, they boost accuracy to incredible levels, and they speed up testing cycles in ways humans just can't match.
So like automated inspections finding tiny flaws.
Exactly. Automated visual inspections on production lines, AI-powered software testing that can actually predict potential bugs or security holes before a line of code is even finalized. These tools are fundamentally changing the whole QA workflow and making it much more scalable for businesses.
That's fascinating. It really flips the old model. So QA is getting smarter, but is it also changing when it happens, how it fits into the whole process?
Yes, absolutely. And that leads right into the next big trend, embedding QA into Agile and DevOps. You often hear it called shift-left testing.
Shift left. Okay, what does that mean exactly?
Think of it like this. Instead of finding a crack in the foundation after the house is built.
Right. Too late.
Exactly. You find it or prevent it when you're still looking at the blueprints. Shift left means bringing QA much earlier into the development cycle, right from the start.
So it's continuous.
It's continuous, it involves real-time feedback loops, ongoing assessments. QA becomes proactive, not just reactive checking at the end. You see this especially in tech, where you need speed and quality. They have to coexist, gets baked right into the development process.
Makes you wonder how many patches or recalls could be avoided if everyone did that from day one.
Okay, so it's not just a final check anymore, it's continuous.
Yeah.
What does that imply for the overall strategy around quality?
Wow, that ties perfectly into the final trend we're seeing. Businesses adopting what you could call full life cycle quality strategies.
Full life cycle.
Yeah, it's not just a buzzword. It means QA is involved from the very initial idea, the concept phase, influencing design, making sure things are testable from the ground up, all the way through launch, post-launch monitoring, and using customer feedback to improve continuously.
Wow, so end-to-end. Truly end-to-end. The QA providers who can offer these holistic solutions, they're becoming real strategic partners for companies looking for long-term value. It's a fundamental shift, really. It's about building quality in, not just testing for errors out at the end, preventing bugs, not just finding them.
Okay, building quality in. I like that. And that pretty much wraps up our deep dive into the quality assurance service market. We've covered the drivers, the challenges, and these really exciting trends that are reshaping things. Hopefully, you've now got a clear picture of how all that consistency and compliance happens behind the scenes.
It really does make you think, though. As QA gets even more embedded, more automated, more proactive across the whole life cycle, what new levels of reliability or safety or even innovation might that unlock? And how might that change what we expect from the products and services we use every single day?
That's a great question to ponder, something to mull over as you go about your day, now knowing a bit more about those silent guardians of quality. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed.